Hey guys, how is it going? Odyssey here. Welcome back to another FIFA 21 formation guide. I hope you're all well. Thank you for checking out the channel. It is, as always, very much appreciated. Today we are looking at the 4-1-4-1 formation, a top formation, something that is really underutilized this game. Your ability to dictate the tempo and control the game really is a second to none in this formation, to be honest with you. And this, along with the 4-4-1-1, has got to be two of my most favorite formations, and I don't see enough of them in the game. That's why I really wanted to bring you this formation guide also. I think there's a huge emphasis nowadays in FIFA that you have to have a cam, and I don't really think that is the case as long as you're able to well balance the team. And if you have two really technically gifted centre midfielders like we do here with Kroos and Modric, we're able to facilitate their lack of mobility with Valverde and Casemiro, and then we're able to be a real central creative hub for everything else happening within the team. Everything in this formation and in this team in general is centered around the center of the park, the two central midfielders. They are going to be really creating all of our goal scoring opportunities. This formation also, I just want to touch on as well, is a real great formation to counter the press. And I think that's something that people struggle with in the final 10-15 minutes of a game. So I'd highly recommend you learn this formation, get to grips with it, because even if you don't use it throughout the whole game, it definitely is something you can look upon when you're in the final 10 to 15 minutes to really dictate the tempo and control the game out in the last 10 to 15, because I think that's something that people also struggle with. And you're able to do that because of the technical brilliance of your three central midfielders. You've got one enforcer in there in Casemiro, he's going to be your ball winner, and then you've got two technically gifted midfielders in Kroos and Modric. They're able to easily control the ball, easily control the tempo, and find a wide variety of passing options for you, and be really creative in there also going forward. Looking in the back line, Mendy is going to be getting forward to support because we've got Valverde coming into the centre to support the lack of mobility that we have with Kroos and Modric, so that's easily picked up with Valverde. And then of course we're going into the midfield. Hazard will stay forward with Benzema to ensure we've got enough attacking options as well going forward. So that's really the role of Valverde. He's probably going to be the main one that you look at and think, why is he in the squad? We're going to be using more in a central position to support Kroos and Modric going forward and going back, just so they don't get overrun in sort of like a counter attack or anything like that. We've got a lot of pace with Valverde to support Casemiro on the defensive side, and that then allows us to facilitate Modric and Kroos playing in a higher position for them to be really creative with Hazard and Benzema and Ferland Mendy getting forward. Of course, on the bench, you've got a few options in Isco and Asensio, so we've got a few options going forward. Vinicius, if we want to bring on some extra pace as well for Hazard. So let's jump into the tactics then. We've gone for a balanced defensive style. We don't want to do too much press because we really want to ensure that Kroos and Modric stay in position. Every time that they get dragged out of position is a hindrance to us, not a benefit, even if we are trying to counter our opponent's counter-attack or sort of possession game. It's really pivotal and important that Kroos and Modric stay within a position that they're able to be most effective and have the best influence over the game that they possibly can. High depth allows us to play quite well high into the opponent's half, and it also ensures that our central midfielders are quite well involved into the game, not sitting deep on the halfway line or further back, even more so. Offensive style long ball, we just want to ensure that Hazard and Ferland Mendy, those runs are being triggered automatically for us, as well as Benzema getting in behind on occasion as well. Low width ensures that our three central midfielders stay nice and narrow, and it also ensures that Valverde will come in narrow as well and support Kroos and Modric and Casemiro in the midfield. Looking into the instructions then, Benzema of course on stay central and target man. He's going to ask from the ball for feet off Kroos and Modric, and then he'll look to spin in behind and pass the ball to Hazard, Ferland Mendy getting forward as well. And it also just ensures you've got a nice attacking outlet for you coming forward. You can bounce a couple of 1-2s off the central midfielders and Benzema, and he's quite technically gifted himself. Valverde, of course, stay on the edge, come back on defence. Because we've got Ferland Mendy getting forward, we want to make sure that Valverde is coming back to support that wing back, and it also ensures that he will get back and support Casemiro in the defensive side. You want to make sure you facilitate the magic players, the luxury players in Kroos and Modric, so that they're able to do their magic in the midfield and dictate the tempo of the game. You're almost like protecting them like you would protect a quarterback in American football, as to speak. Hazard staying forward, he's going to be supporting Benzema so he doesn't become too isolated. Modric stay back while attacking, same as Cruz. And you may think that's counterintuitive because we're saying about how they're going to be, you know, the creative hub and everything like that, but they're just going to be sitting in a great position in the opponent's half because we've got the high depth. It doesn't mean that they're sitting back on the halfway line or further deep. Because we've got the high depth, it means that they stay back while attacking, but they're still well within the opponent's half and they're able to create everything for you going forward. And you'll see that in the clips at the end as well, exactly where they sit. It's not a case of them sitting very deep. We want to make sure they stick to position and just really control the centre of the park. Same with Casemiro, he's going to be the ball winner in there as well. And then Valverde will come in quite narrow as well because we've got narrow width and come back on defence. And he'll come back and support Cruz and Modric doing the running for them. So Casemiro's role is more to win the ball back, give it to the Cruz and Modric and let them create the magic going forward. Looking into the back line, Carvajal's going to be staying back while attacking. Because we've got Hazard on stay forward, he's not going to be able to support Carvajal. So we want to ensure that Casemiro protects Carvajal by moving into the wide positions when the opportunity arises. Of course, we've got Modric on the right wing and he's also going to support Hazard defensively as well. So it just means that Casemiro will move out wide when Modric isn't able to be in position to support. And don't worry so much, Valverde will support the two central midfielders as I touched on earlier. So even if Casemiro does go out to the right, you won't be left stranded in the centre of the park as well. Varane on the left, Ramos on the right. It just means that if Ferland Mendy goes forward and there is a gap, we've got the pace of Varane to quickly cover in there as well. And like I just said around the Casemiro situation, Valverde will take up Casemiro's position and support Varane as well in a central slash across the left hand side, depending on what the situation is with the counter attack of your opponent. Mendy is really going to be a nice attacking outlet for us down the left hand side, Valverde tucking in and Mendy making his way around the outside as well down the left. So that's the formation guide in its totality. Really great formation, lots of variety going forwards. We've always got that killer pass in our pocket as well with the two really brilliant, technically gifted centre midfielders in Cruz and Modric, facilitating their dirty work and the hard work they need to put in with Valverde and Casemiro. And then we've got the attacking threats of Benzema and Hazard. But let's jump into some clips now and show how this plays out. As you can see, we've got a thrown on the right hand side. Lots of intricate passes in the middle of the pitch. We're able to dictate the tempo and play the game as we wish. Benzema using that target man instruction just means he's always available to take the ball to feet. And what we're doing is we're just waiting for our opportunity to strike. We've got lots of options in the middle of the park. We're able to just dictate the play. And there's the ball that we want from Hazard getting forward there. Perfectly executed there. And as you're going to see, with this type of formation and the build-up play, it all starts from the back. You know, we're dictating the tempo from the back. We're just waiting for our opportunities to play into the two central midfielders, allowing them to get forward and then find that killer pass into Ferland Mendy down the left-hand side, into Hazard. And if you want to bring the two central midfielders forward, by all means, trigger an automatic run. You always got Casemiro and Valverde there to cover you if you do move some of the central midfielders forward. But we've not got to worry too much with the stay back with attacking instruction there, because the centre midfielders, because of the high depth we play in the tactics screen, it means that they sit quite well forward within the opposition half. So it's almost like pinning them in as such. So those centre midfielders are always available to rotate the ball and they're always available to start new attacking options for you as well. And they're really the pivot, the linchpin with this whole formation and how well it plays. Automatically with FIFA, you almost think less of centre midfielders nowadays if they've got low pace or low stamina, but as long as you can facilitate that in other ways, you can really have a huge asset on your hands with the technical ability that they offer you and the real variety and attacking plays that you can pull off here because of their technical brilliance. It just allows you to play short, intricate pass in the centre of the play and dictate the tempo of the whole game. And like I say, if you've got the ball, it means your opponent can't score against you. They're getting frustrated in the middle of the park, and like I said earlier as well, it's a real counter to the press. I always go to this formation the last 10-15 minutes of a game and it always pays dividends to me as well. So I hope you enjoyed the formation guide today. Be sure to leave a comment down below and let me know what you would like to see in the future. But as always guys, take care and I will catch you next time.